Well, covering this story for us is our senior reporter, Catherine Norris-Trent, and she's on the line now from Dubai. Catherine, you heard that testimony, and I know you've been speaking to others in Afghanistan in a similar position. Tell us a bit about what you've been hearing.
That's right, Nadia. I personally have been in contact with various people who are in a very similar situation to that gentleman that we just heard from. So one man I've been coordinating with since actually before the Taliban arrived in Kabul, who's been trying to get his family out for months, he tells me. He says he used to work for the French Cultural Centre for 9 years. He has a family member who worked for the French embassy for decades before retiring. But he says, nonetheless, he has still got no response about whether he is on the evacuation list himself. He has had no answers to his calls, his emails. He's been desperately trying to scramble around and contact anyone who might answer him. He's been told his case is being studied, but he's getting increasingly desperate, and he and his family are in hiding. I've spoken to other people too. Some of them have asked me not to discuss the specifics of their cases, but people who've been working not just with the French embassy or organizations, but more, actually helping military efforts, to say they still don't have any news themselves. And some of those people are still in hiding. They're getting pretty desperate now. They're incredibly frustrated. And I've spoken to French diplomats in Afghanistan who tell me that they are being inundated with requests such as these, and it's just clearly taking a long time to process them. And they're saying they're doing the best they can. They've got a crisis centre up. They've relocated the embassy to the airport, and they tell me, working pretty much round the clock, but clearly some very scared and very frustrated people still waiting for French authorities' help to see if they can get it.
Yeah, Catherine, and as you suggest, focus is turning now to those evacuations. They're picking up pace at the airport. We don't know how many Afghans are able to leave, but what can you tell us as to what is happening today?
So the evacuations are picking up now from Kabul, now that the military airport has been secured. Flights are able to come in and out, ferrying people out. So we know that in the night, a first French flight left with 216 people on board, 25 French citizens and 184 Afghans, among them some other people of other nationalities as well. In recent hours, there have been 5 Dutch people evacuated. Britain says it's managed to get some 2,000 Afghans out in the past few days, and just over 300 British people. Poland has evacuated 50 people. We'll see those figures coming in now as the flight rotations start speeding up, but there are many more people to go. There's another French flight which was due to be taking off imminently. We heard that was on the runway. I haven't confirmed whether it's left just yet, but this is stepping up, but it's going to be a long process still.
All right, Catherine Norris-Trent, thanks very much indeed for your reporting there.